used that time, I want to say smart.
Yeah.
I think I've been smart with it, although I
Yeah.
think had I had this opportunity again, I'd
Yeah.
have jumped on it sooner. So I didn't really start doing anything
Yeah.
aggressive with the
Yeah.
business until about middle of April.
Do you
I
think
think
it was seizing the opportunity?
I realised that things had changed and they weren't
Yeah.
going back to normal anytime soon. So I thought, right, how can I capitalise on the opportunity? And that's when I became more aggressive with how I was,
Yeah.
trying to promote the brand and, paying for ads on Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram and such, and spending time learning on how to get better at that.
Yeah.
But I feel that from a business perspective, I missed a good 6 weeks worth of potential growth for the brand,
Mm-hmm.
just because I hadn't realised the opportunity that was there.
That
So
was there, yeah.
it's going to be difficult to go back to whatever normal is going to be. I mean, they've
Mm.
told us, for work purposes, they've told us to expect home working now until the end of the year.
Mm.
It's a sort of
Right.
ongoing
Yeah, yeah.
review, but
Yeah.
there's 13 of us in the team that I work within, and we're working quite a small office, so I don't
Mm.
see how we could social distance, to be
Right,
honest.
I see. It might be best for the company to, for you guys to work from home, but we'll see what the normality, whatever normal is going to be like from now on. Um,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, absolutely. Just going back to your brand, I was curious,
Yes.
like behind your clothing brand, you say honest stories, real emotion. Yeah. That's how
Mm-hmm.
you say on your Instagram, I think. That's what I read. Is that just related to the
That's right.
brands? Is that related to your personal life? They go together?
Yeah, they're so one of the things that I've tried to do
Yeah.
is while keeping them separate, them still being the same sort of thing. So myself as a person, I'm trying to be the brand.
Mm.
So I've made a conscious effort over the last couple of months to try and post more pictures of me on social media on the brand's pages. Just like I say, hey, I'm Andy. I
Yeah.
run this company rather than being a faceless company.
Of course.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm starting to do more live videos now, Q&As. I'm doing a
Yeah.
live, after we finish with this podcast, I'm doing
Yep.
a live video drawing our raffle winners.
Oh yes, I saw that.
So, yeah, so spending more time trying to be the face of the brand. But yeah, the new range, the new products, all the designs are really heavily influenced by my truth, really, my stories. So where I've been. So, for example, the flagship design that we've got, that's part of our range at the moment, the Still Alive
Of course.
line that I've expanded on with a few different products. That's a really important design for me. One, it's my story. It's why I'm still here. I am still alive. I found value in certain areas of life that made me want to keep going. But secondly, the way that other people have jumped on that concept, and it doesn't have to be about mental health. And for my story, mental health and alcohol abuse. One guy messaged me and said, "I'm buying this T-shirt not because I agree with your story or even resonate with your story, but I'm a cancer survivor and I'm still alive. So that T-shirt means this to me." And I
How
was
did
like,
that make you feel hearing
it
that from
it
total
was
stranger?
crazy, to be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, this was a DM conversation that I was having with this guy at probably 11:30 at night.
Wow. Okay.
I'm laid in bed, um, just catching up on DMs, emails, and
Of
such
course.
before I
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
sleep. And this one guy said, "I'm just about to place this order, and here's why." And it was honestly amazing, the fact that this person had taken what I'd created and made his own sort of connection with it.
Yeah.
So
That sense of accomplishment, you reckon?
yeah, definitely. I think that's probably one of the, particularly in recent times, one of the proudest moments I've had as running this brand. So yeah, I mean, all of the new designs, apart from the one that I released on Monday on my birthday, which was a more sort of fun, feel good design. Tattoos, titties, lipstick, and whiskey.
Yes, okay.
So yeah, that was that, but that's been quite popular as well because I think people have appreciated the break from it being serious and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
truthful, like deep stories with
Of
every single
course.
product release. I mean, clearly, like the hats and such, there's no sort of real story behind them. They're just like logo designs and such. But
Of course.
um, the one that I'm wearing right now,
Yeah.
inside, we're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about it on the product page itself. I talk about it as being originally designed to sort of say we are all the same inside. Doesn't matter whether you are popular at school, whether you're a geek, whether you're a nerd. You know what you've done in your life. If you cut any of us open, we all bleed red.
Absolutely,
We are all the
100%.
same. And then, literally the week before I released the design,
Mm-hmm.
the George Floyd thing happened,
Of course.
and it escalated the whole meaning and everything behind the design. And I was just like, this story, this T-shirt, this design is bigger than I thought,
Mm-hmm.
and it couldn't be more apt right now.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what
absolutely.
color your skin is, what country you're from, where you, anything. We're all the same inside.
Absolutely. For me, I can't believe that this is still happening. And I, it feels to me anyway, it feels a little daft how we still have to say that, Black Lives Matter, because my sister, well,
Yeah,
my half sister, she's of color, but to me, she's like me. There's no difference. So to me, it's always been like I've always felt a little daft to say that, oh, Black Lives Matter. It's like, well, okay, right, yes, but why do you still have to discuss this? Like, it's 2020. We shouldn't have to discuss all these things, like like gay rights and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this community, we shouldn't. Love is love regardless of, it's, it just feels a little silly, like we still have to talk about this, but it's also annoying that we still have to talk about this and tell people that love is love
yeah.
and everyone's the
When
same.
you think about that, we can have a conversation like this right now, maybe
Yeah,
what 20, 30 miles apart, whatever. We
yeah,
could also have the same type of conversation with somebody that's the other side of the world, just as easily
absolutely.
as this.
Yeah.
As a race of people, we have come so far,
Mm.
but we're still so young.
I think we've got a lot to learn.
As a race, as a species, we're still so young, so naive, and there's so many things that need to change for us to
Mm-hmm.
be. I mean, I don't think in the same way that fashion is never sort of over; it's always evolving. I think we will never get to the end product.
Yeah,
There's always going to be improvement, but we're so far away from where you'd expect us to be
yeah.
after 2020 years. So.
I
Yeah,
think,
it
yeah,
blows my mind.
absolutely. I think people just feel comfortable in their own bubble, and then everything else that
Yeah,
happens outside of that bubble doesn't matter because it's not affecting them.
yeah,
And I think, well, I don't think that's the way it should be, because obviously it affects everyone. Imagine it's all about empathy. You imagine being that person's shoes. How does it feel like to them to be treated in a certain way just because of the color of their skin? It's ridiculous. Like, but these things are happening, and it's sad at the same time how, like, this guy got killed just because of the color of his skin. It's just
I
ridiculous.
mean, there's still people out there saying that there's no hard documented evidence that this was a racial issue in terms of the fact that he was singled out for being a black man. But I kind of think you take those comments with a pinch of salt because I think it's fairly obvious.
Yeah,
I don't think that needs it needs that level of detail adding to it. I think it's pretty obvious that it was a racial thing. Um, I understand that. I mean, it's a while ago since I was doing a reading on this, but I understand that the two people, George Floyd and the lead police officer, they actually knew each other and had worked together previously as well,
Right.
as security for a club somewhere in
Right.
like.
Okay. Okay. Are these like? Do you think these are alleged claims?
No, I think that in itself
Mm-hmm.
was from quite a reputable source. Again, I can't
Right.
remember
Okay.
exactly
Of
where I
course.
read that.
That's
It
fine.
wasn't just on someone's Facebook post, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I use the Apple News
Yes.
app on the phone, so I get news from quite a lot of sources. So I won't just see it on someone's Facebook post and think, right, that's fact. I'll take that and run with it. I usually I need to see some evidence from at least reputable sources before I take it as truth.
Oh yeah, yeah. I completely agree. 'Cause sometimes, most of the time, everything that you read just takes. How can I explain? Like even newspapers, you think, oh, this must be true, but then they it's so far apart from the truth. You don't know who to believe sometimes.
I mean, whether it's newspapers, whether it's websites,
Yeah,
every news outlet, every media outlet has their own agenda, and they
yeah,
have
yeah,
their own sort of political leniency as well. So I guess you don't just read the one article and then believe it. To be honest, even if it's from what you'd expect to be a reputable source. In
yeah.
in this country, if you see something written in the Sun or the Daily Mirror, can you take it as truth? It's you've just got to sort of say, right, well, I've read multiple things from multiple sources. Now I'll make my own conclusion on what I've read.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. But just going back to the like social media as well, how's
Mm-hmm.
that helped you? Do you think, right, let's just say social media and mental health, does that go together? Do they work together in your case? What do you think?
I think it gives people an opportunity to voice.
Yeah,
So speaking person to person
of course.
about struggling with mental health can be quite a daunting thing. Now, they
Mm-hmm.
often say that speaking to a family member or a friend about it can be quite hard because you don't want to disappoint them, you don't want to let them down.
Because you care about what they think.
Correct. You've also got people that say, well, speaking to a therapist is quite easy because there's a degree of anonymity with it because you're
Mm-hmm.
never going to see this person again apart from inside this room in this setting for this reason. You're not going to see them again. Highly unlikely that you would. With social media, people can voice their inner feelings on a WordPress blog, on a tweet, on Facebook posts, particularly if they create it as a business page, so they can hide behind it. In essence, what you're doing is you're speaking into a void. You can open yourself up and put your feelings out there, and even if people do judge, they're not judging you as a person; they're judging what's been written.
Mm-hmm.
So social media gives people a platform to express themselves, but it's also an opportunity to see, and this is where I'm sort of trying to tie this back into the brand. I'm trying to show people that I've been through these things, but I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I've done it, or this is how I'm doing it, because it's a never ending thing. Only a couple of weeks ago, I had such a terrible week at work that I actually considered resigning just
Mm-hmm.
because I felt my mental health declining quite sharpish because of things going on at work. Um, I guess using the tools, if they're used correctly, you can take a kitchen knife, use it correctly, you can make a fantastic meal. You could also use it to kill somebody. It,
I
it's
like
down to the
that.
user.
Oh
It's
yeah,
down. It's down to the user. Yeah,
yeah. I might use that in the future. Uh,
that's quite all right.
I like that a lot. It's so with your brand, you say it's quite personal. It's quite personal to you. It's part of your story. So, in a few words, what's your story?
I'm still alive.
Yeah,
It's that. That's
that's
it.
it.
That is it. I'm still alive.
Yeah.
I honestly say those words in my head to myself every single day.
Mhm.
Because there's so many times that you can sort of think about giving up's the wrong word, but stop caring
Yeah.
about it